on EA Sports. It's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Justin Herbert and the Cincinnati Bengals versus Tom Brady and the London Black Knights.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the London Black Knights and the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, everyone, I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they've had a long few days already as they were in London last week, back in the States, and on the road this week.
And they had some travel troubles coming back from London, but since they came back with a win, they'll put up with those and continue to move forward.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
To be considered for the MVP award in the NFL, it's got to be a season of not just consistency, but spectacular consistency, and he's had it all the way through.
I think you're right. He's been as consistent, more consistent probably than anybody else as the numbers bear out. And the social media chatter for the MVP races certainly start to ramp up. I know you and I have felt that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right now, he's in the pole position as we head down the stretch.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
He didn't seem in a rush.
Movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out.
Short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. The 24-yard line. These are 96 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback distance of the lead, but at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Now the first carry for Cam Akers.
Cam Akers, the ball carrier.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And quickly finding Rager.
Brady's pass.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 13. It's a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete. Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down.
It's third down.
From the gun, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. So here are the Bengals now with a long field ahead of them. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
Just 3 weeks of games left in the NFL regular season. What's it going to take for him to win the MVP? What's it going to take?
Whatever it is, if he wants to strengthen that candidacy, no time like the present.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I think. Not only does he have to play the clean game, no picks, things of that nature, he has to have at least one significant play that we'll talk about all next week. That'll really give him a higher profile.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Jeremy Chin there defensively.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Now Saquon Barkley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taken right around the 44. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On second down, Dillon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
throwing is Brady on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Brady going to go on fourth down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been in practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert, lock in here, fourth down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Barkley. 20! And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. This will be caught just inside the 10. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Black Knights.
On play action, it's Brady. He'll buy some time right. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down now, Dillon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
A gain of 12. First down, London.
On 1st down, Dobbins.
Right down the throat.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
On first down, Justin Herbert. He'll find Aguara complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Josiah DeGuara, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
And there's a situation where as a tight end, once he gets that end zone in his sights, he's not going to back down from anyone. He doesn't worry about running to daylight. He doesn't mind running through contact. That's totally fine by him.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
London about set to take over on offense. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
From the 29, Brady got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And a London first
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, Brady got a man, and he hits him in stride. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
The ball carrier.
It was Jaron Reed who got him down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The spotlight now focuses on the quarterback, and that's Tom Brady. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep, and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play. Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he will have the first down up near midfield. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Brady. Over the middle, complete. It's Norton. And he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to run with Akers. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 72 yards. So big pickup that time. And Charles, defending AFC Player of the Week, maybe bucking towards another award this week.
Yeah, and they say they don't really care about the individual awards. You and I both know
they do.
It means a lot to them. It means respect around the league. And if he's able to show those kind of hands all game long, he can win a second one.
They'll run here with Akers. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now a carry for Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
If you did know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
Make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Out of the gun, Herbert. He's got Evans. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Herbert on first down now. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Aaron Donald, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this is going to be incomplete. So we reach halftime, and so I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, 3rd quarter.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
There certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
49-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert throwing again. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. A 2nd and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day. And I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. He's giving me the evil eye, folks. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
To the air again, Herbert. They got him in. It's Woods. And And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's a first down throw that's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Bengals.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
On the carry.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Another try for Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Dashing through the snow. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20.
Get off the
and
field.
He will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after here coming up. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
And out now, here come the Bengals. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
7-yard line.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Again, Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Evans. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Herbert back to the air. That's complete to Arthega Whiteside. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Josiah DeGuara, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Robert Woods, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And touchdown. A big play there. 78 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one. And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
They begin with a run by Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Throw right side, going to be complete to DeGuara. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Brings up third down.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Got a man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Justin Herbert sack.
Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Saquon Barkley on the carry.
A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
That's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and Herbert.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Still on his feet. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Complete.
And a screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Bengals 17.
Kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Patrick Queen on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Dillon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
At the 40-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Dillon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Norton. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd down, Callahan. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Brady's throw on third down there is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game.
45, Bengals 17.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On first down, Justin Herbert. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Xavier Howard on the coverage.
To throw again. Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
A gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Herbert. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
That catch good for only a couple. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw on 3rd down. Herbert over the middle to Evans. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Herbert's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
From the gun, Herbert. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
That's a gain of...
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. That is caught. at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
Here's Herbert. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And it's caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Now a toss right to Barkley. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Number 42 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And they take a knee. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Today's final score.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.